Hello everyone. I just wanted to thank everybody in advance for their understanding and patience with the ACT this school year. As you are aware, we will be giving the ACT March 10th, Wednesday, and the purpose of this video is to explain the material that you will receive on test day. First of which, also I will send an email that has all this attachments, but you will see a room supervisor and a proctor list. The room supervisor is the person that actually going to give the tests in their own classrooms. I was able to organize it in a way where you don't have to leave the classrooms. So as I scroll down, you'll be able to see that no teacher, room supervisor, will have no more than 12 students in their classroom. Please go through and look at these because they might look like they're in alphabetical order, but I had to make some changes for people who will be absent that day. And at the very end of this is a list of proctors. And a proctor is basically going to help students find their testing location, help pass out Chromebooks, monitor the hallways during the test, make sure students are quiet for others, help me collect ACT materials afterwards. And also, if a room supervisor becomes ill or has to leave for an emergency situation, then that proctor will take his or her place for testing. And here's the list of proctors and their location during test day. Next is an administration guide that helps you remind you that what you need to do, like receive seal codes. It gives you step-by-step what you need to do and what you need to click, and reminds you that you need to launch Pearson on your admin computer to unlock the test and create seal codes and stop the test. So this is just a reminder that help you know the steps that if you need to familiarize yourself with. The next is I'm going to go through some few ACT reminders. So ACT reminders, well, hold on just one second. Oh, let me delete this because I titled it wrong. Well, anyways, ACT testing reminders. So again, make sure that you can log into Pearson Access Next. There's the website. If you cannot, I need to know ASAP. See here, acceptable and unacceptable seating arrangements. Unacceptable, notice that the students are facing each other and the seats are very close together. Acceptable ones is what you see here below. They require a minimum of 3 feet. You have obviously more if you need to. And the only way if they can face each other during testing is if there's a divider between the students. So study up whatever you think best for your testing situation in your room and organize it in a way so students can seat. The other one I wanted to show you is basically the same thing, but this is for accommodation testing reminders. And basically those who are testing accommodation, these are mostly for special education teachers. It gives a reminder of the timing chart on the back and timepieces and how to test code or time code 6 and 7 if you're given those timing codes. So please look over that as well. Again, that's mostly for special education teachers. You would already know if you were testing students with accommodations or not. Next is the form that I'm going to show you that is this. First is the verbal instructions that you'll use. This is a very large document, 160 pages. You don't have to print this out, but you will be given a copy of what you need test day. It's basically on page 71. Tells you what you need to do, and you actually start reading the text that's highlighted for no writing. It'll tell you exactly what to do, what to say, when to pass out the student authorization tickets and everything. So you might want to just go ahead and look at that, just see what you'll be reading. When the students start, after they log in with their student authorization tickets, they'll obviously fill out a couple of basic information, like birth date, address, stuff like that. And then they'll tell you when to give the students the seal codes to start the testing. Next, I'd like to show you is this is a test administration form for standard time. These are basically what you're going to be using to fill out for test day. I will tell you the high school code to fill in, obviously the state. You'll check no writing, school name, test date. You'll be the room supervisor, and you'll be able to check off these things as you give these back to me or a proctor to give back to me at the end of testing. But one thing you need to realize is use scratch paper. You can't just throw away used scratch paper. All scratch paper has to be mailed back to ACT. And as you go through, it'll have you a place here where you can draw your seating chart, so where students are placed throughout the room. Again, if you need more room, it's that page. And on the very back, you'll need to individually write your students' names here and mark off with your initials that they are present there that day. And if they are absent, you'll make a dash here. And if they are absent, I will have to move them out of your session and schedule another session for a makeup. But you go on with testing. The one with accommodations of the supports look very similar. There's just more information for you to have that gives, again, timing codes for testing, timing code 6 and 7 to fill out. But again, write the students' names down here and mark off here with your initials that they're present. Another thing I'm going to show you is the calculator policy. We will have calculators provided by the math department this year for students. That's one of the things you'll get in the mornings from me. They're allowed to use, obviously, those calculators. If they choose to bring their own calculator to test with, you got to make sure and look on here, see if it's allowed or not allowed on the test. And also, TestNav, when they log in, will more than likely have a calculator provided for them that they can use. They can choose that one if they'd like. They can choose the one provided by us or their own calculator if it's approved. So you'll have this as well. Next is basically the schedule for Wednesday. When you arrive to school, I'll have a table set up right outside the library in the front where you can get all your materials that you'll need. Doors will open at 8 a.m. Students will start coming in. I need you in your rooms by then, please. And school will start just like a regular day at 8:25. Announcements will be made. And between the times of 8 and 8:45, that's your time to unlock the test, receive the seal codes information that you have from that document that I showed you. At 8:45, you can start reading your script on page 71 of the ACT manual. I'll tell you step by step on what you need to do. And after the ACT is finished, it will be finished sometime between 12 and 12:40. What students will need to do, they will leave and go to the cafeteria and they will have lunch. And they'll bring back their lunch to the classroom. Due to COVID regulations, we cannot have everybody in the cafeteria this school year, so they'll have to bring your lunch back to your classrooms. And during that time, when the students leave, that's when the proctors and myself will be collecting all the ACT material. And after lunch, all students will need to complete the non-test portion of the ACT. This is required. In the morning of the ACT, I'll pass out the materials for you and your students to take the non-test portion. It's basically a questionnaire with colleges and university information. It can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour for this. and they will be doing it on their Chromebooks as well. I will give you all the information you need during the test of the ACT. I have not attached that information to this email. I don't want to get you confused, but it's very straightforward in what you need to do and what the students need to do. And again, I'll be around to help if needed. And once the student finishes the non-test portion of the ACT, if he or she drove to school, they're allowed to leave then. But everybody else who rode the bus, bus is here at 2 p.m. And if we look at, and if everybody will be finished sooner, then I can call the buses to come a little ahead of time. So right now they're approximately scheduled for 2 p.m. So take the students home. And after everybody leaves your classroom, you're free to leave as well. Again, some reminders is I need to know ASAP if you cannot log into your account in Pearson. This is the website. If you cannot, please let me know. Give me an email. All content-related material must be taken off the walls or covered up before test day, just like state testing. Again, I'm sorry you have to do that to your rooms, but any content material, you just simply take it down or cover it up with something. All calculators that the school provides will be allowed, of course. I've already talked about the calculator policy. Again, I'll be right outside the library doors with your material, and my cell phone number is here. If you need to call me anytime now or on test day or during the test, you can call or text me. Just if you text, please have your name at the top of the text so I know who it is. I don't have everybody's contact information. Again, this is a lot of information I've shown you. If you need anything, please let me know. I'm confident that all this will go straightforward and we'll have a successful test day come March 10th. Again, thank you for everything you've done, and have a wonderful day and weekend.